Hello, hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to another
Hello.
episode of Chillin with the Ice Emperor. Today I've got a special guest, Yumekera, the Angel Vtuber.
Hello.
Welcome you. Dodo, congratulations on first. I gotta spin the wheel.
Crimmy. Hi, Crimmy.
Alright, spin, spin, spin. Let's see what Dodo wins today. Oh, Dodo's lucky. He gets to pick a Steam code. Lucky you, Dodo. Congratulations!
Ooh, woo.
Know the deal, Dodo. Give me whichever one you want. Welcome. Yeah, Yumi is very good. Welcome, Jolteon. Welcome. How you doing, buddy? Welcome, Kitten. Thank you for the hydrate, Dodo. And let me see. Who are these two beautiful people? Oh, you're gonna make me blush. I'm gonna blush. Starfire added into. Good. How are you? I've been well. Thank you. Oh,
Fortnite?
oops.
Fortnite?
I really gotta fix that head pad thing. Position in the wrong spot for. But thank you for the head pads, Jolteon. Appreciate it. Lurking could just finish the work and go home and have a safe drive, Kitten. That's all. Why you do this? Anyway. Yumi has made the time to come up to anyway. Let's begin. Please introduce yourself for the audience.
Hello. I am Yumekera, and you may call me Kara. You see what I did there? I'm an art and variety game streamer, and yes, I've been primarily switching over to art lately, but I do like to play games occasionally. Lately it's been some fork knife. Very occasionally Borderlands 3 with a group of friends, but we have all been busy, so we haven't been doing that. What else? Oh, it's just been a while since I've streamed like games, but it's been a lot of art lately. But yeah. I had my recent full body model stream recently.
Yeah.
So it was showing that off.
Yeah.
And this is a glimpse of it. Although Ninja is being a little weird with my halo, but it's fine. You can pretend it's looking normal. But yeah. That's the gist of it.
Oh. Okay. I lowered Yumi a little bit just for balance. Am I not as quiet? Heck, maybe. Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. The thing. The thing. the thing that's capturing my model, Ninja.
OBS stage again. I thought they
yes.
to a new thing name.
Oh no.
I love the radiant like head on.
Thank you. I'm
and
trying.
Made a lot of art for Day too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like her main artist, pretty much.
Okay.
Besides, well, we have our other friend who also makes really nice t-shirts, but I've been making like different graphics for her. I made some of her first t-shirt designs that weren't made by her specifically. Yes. I drew some like a lot of actually drawings of her. She was like one of the first VTubers I ever drew. Fun fact, because I didn't really get into VTubers until last year when she started. Yeah. I did. Fun fact, I wasn't like. Oh.
Looks like you're doing well. You jumped right in this year. Impressive. Nice model. Big good friends. Like you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But tell me about yourself. Your VTuber. You're an angel. You have some kind of backstory, or?
I don't really have a backstory. I kind of just looked at magical girls and then Blinks I don't think Blinks is here, but Blinks likes to call me a fairy. I took a lot of inspiration from fairies. So you can kind of call me a fairy. And then angels, partially because Day was an Oni, and I was like, since we're friends, wouldn't it be funny to be like opposites? But also because I like angels and because I like all the different forms they can have, and that's a lot of potential for different models. Like before this, I was saying I joke about it and I'm semi-serious. I would like to have a biblically accurate angel model at some point. I don't know when, but I would like it to happen.
And just now I looked at what biblically accurate angels look like. God, I'm terrified. I'm flipping terrified.
They're very cursed.
Yes, very
like
cursed.
I was also saying I want something with a bunch of eyes and a bunch of wings and just rings everywhere, and it's gonna be chaos. That's what I want. I want it to be the complete opposite feel of this model right here.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it would be. Holy shit, there's a crap out of me. Like, I see that crap in my nightmares. Angels. Angels not very far from Onis, I take it.
Yeah, I mean, Onis can be like fallen angels to a degree.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I was wondering how, like, hardcore of demons, but it's more like just a cultural difference of demons, right?
Yeah. I know demons are like more Western, and then Onis are, well, they're Japanese in origin. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think you'd ever develop like a...
Welcome to Glacierland.
Squid.
Enjoy all the rides and make sure not to freeze to death.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Glacierland. Friend of yours? I take it.
Yes. It's my D&D friend. Hi, Squid.
Ah, nerd. I'm just kidding. D&D. Welcome. Today we're talking to Yumekera.
Hello.
Yeah. Do you ever think of like imagine like a deep backstory to yourself at some point? You get
Probably.
the creative juices flowing?
Okay, maybe. I went to a school that was very much, I'm trying to think of the word, very much creative, flowing juices, that kind of thing. And we were taught how to do stuff like that and like come up with the different ideas for just random things we come up with. So like maybe. I mean, I guess my not so deep backstory is that I'm an angel who protects dreams because Yume means dream.
It does.
Protects them from nightmares and shit, you know.
Aw, ain't that sweet? Yumi's out there,
But not
protecting
super
sleep.
deep.
Like you used to kill demons or something like that, but then you met Day and you fell in love.
Ooh!
Right,
You may be starting a backstory here.
Oh dear.
We could do that. I
awesome,
can write that down.
Yeah. They like changed your mind, opened your eyes to the night or something like that.
Yes.
Heck.
Heck.
Hey,
I think that's a really good idea.
Creative now.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'd love to see it, a big fat book story.
All the lore.
Yes, it'll take me like a year.
Well, I know, like, I was watching, I don't know if you guys know Booby, he's, oh my god, what's his actual username on everything else? He's a big YouTuber, but his VTuber name is Booby, and I was watching his animatic, and I'm like, sorry? Booby, his name's Booby. B-U-B-I?
Oh, okay.
But it's Booby. But I was watching it, and I was like, I could make an animatic like that. I went to school for that. I could try that. It would take a long time, but I could do some lore.
Have like a...
But that would take a long time.
Yes. Well, like 1 minute animation takes so many frames.
Oh yeah.
So long. I took traditional animation back in Pengu. Fun stuff. I'm a very amateur artist that I would love to learn to draw at some point.
That is still very much valid. Animation's hard.
Yes.
Animation's very hard.
Yes. So 1 minute takes a lot of frames and it takes a lot of time. But that would make like an excellent beginning soon screen, you know? For people to watch. Yeah. I see some people doing stuff like that. It's amazing.
Putting all these ideas into my head. Dang.
I spark creativity. That's what I do.
Yeah, you do.
I just like hover around you and I just like whisper in your ear. I'm like, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do that. I'm like that
The
the little
penguins.
devil and the angel on your shoulders, but I'm like both. I tell you to do good stuff and then bad stuff at the same time.
I love that. The Pangu is all powerful.
I'm the hive mind.
You really are.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. What inspired you to become a VTuber? I think we touched on that.
Partially, yeah. So I lived with a few streamers before VTubing got really big, and I liked it. I never really got into it though. I just always knew starting probably like 4-ish years ago, when my old roommate started streaming, I was thinking about maybe streaming art, but I didn't know when, I didn't know how, I didn't have the technology yet, because I just had this crappy old laptop that would not be able to run very much, and my internet was never good. I mean, actually, up until a few months into VTubing this year, I didn't get like an actual good connection to my internet until a bit after. I want to say like April, and I have been VTubing since January. Yeah, I didn't have a very good connection to my internet. But anyway, so I lived with those streamers. I saw it was cool. I had another friend who was streaming, and then they kept telling me, you should stream art. And I'm like, maybe. And then Day was the final push. And she was actually the final push for a lot of our friend group. But she started VTubing, and then we saw how much fun she was having with it, and I was like, all right, okay. So I came up with the concept design for this model, and it was very much... Oh, I wish I had a picture of it. I don't. It's somewhere deep in my files. But it was just very much a style that I wasn't used to drawing in. It was just a stereotypical anime style. And then I drew it again later in 2021 in more my style, which was my very first model that I have retired. It was my half-body model, and that was very much my style. And then I was looking at it, and I'm like, I can do better than this. So I made this.
Very beautiful.
But yeah.
Very radiant in beauty.
Thank you.
Pretty great.
Mm.
And the heart boob. Yeah.
I tried to have a heart motif, if you couldn't tell. I like hearts. I think they're cute. I also just really like heart buns, and I wanted to incorporate that in there, so I did.
I like just the color.
Thank you.
So Day was like the catalyst for everybody.
Pretty much. She got... Yeah. Well, she got our friend Lily into it, who's slowly getting into VTubing. She does some IRL streams with cosplay, and now she's doing some VTubing a little bit. She has a model now. Yeah. And then the way that she made that model was inspired by Day as well, because Day's is 3D, and they use the same program to... Like, they shared tutorials with each other and, like, showed each other how to do everything. And then our friend Homie rigged a bunch of stuff, and so he was showing her how to do that. But, like, that was the big thing that pushed the rest of our friend group. And then our friend Storm also wants to stream eventually. And then Homie himself was thinking about streaming at some point, but I don't know. But yeah.
That's actually excellent. You guys created your own little community to like support each other in your own stream. Like, for me, it was really hard starting out. Know anybody? I had to like reach out and slowly form my own community. That's awesome that you guys had your own group, supportive and talented, helping out each other. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it must be like trying to start from scratch like you did then. If yeah,
it's pretty
bad.
I
mean, I definitely had Day's community like right there, right when I started, which was super lucky because not a lot of people have that.
No, I was awful at Twitter when I started. I did not know how to network on there until like, I don't know. I decided, I got kind of like frustrated, and I'm like, all right, I'm breaking out of my shell, and I just tweeted out, who wants to collab? Anybody? And I just like I formed like just put together like a motley crew of anybody who wants to, and just keep doing that and go from there. Eventually, you'll build your own little community. That's what I did. And yeah, some people I didn't stick to. Some it just didn't stick around. But you kind of just like keep meeting new people, keep connecting with them, and just build from. You meet the people you like. You meet some that are like but just stick to the like-minded people that you meet, and just going from. It does suck because I feel like a lot of people are like afraid to talk to other people, to like reach out. Kind of have to just get past that.
Yeah, I'm still in that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's a jerk or something and they're really like just tapping your nuts while you're playing together, you can just. Thankfully, I've never gotten to that point. But if something really got to that point,
yeah,
you're like, nah, buddy, we're not doing this. It's
that
pretty
would
easy to
suck.
just end the stream and delete the bot, and then you're. That's the worst case, but I wouldn't be too afraid. First stream for Kara debut was Pog, especially the birthday stream. Glad you pick up streaming and being a VTuber. Yeah.
Oh, Crimson.
All hail the
Crimson
Penguin King. Thank you, Sadaiko. Praise me more. Praise me more.
Praise be.
Praise. Can't wait for homies to stream on Twitter. I'm down to watch homies. Really
Oh my god.
He's been really nice to me. Down to watch his. I wonder what he would stream or what his character would be. Would he just be like a sentient Xbox?
He had a model that he made years ago. He'd probably revamp that. But I know he used to stream like without a camera a few years ago. This would have been like 5 to 6 years ago. Yeah. And he always said like since then he didn't really have an interest in getting back to streaming. But then recently he mentioned it. I'm like, okay, homie. Okay.
Whatever, homie. Let me put an X on your box. How about that?
Yeah.
The hydrate.
X for cancel. Ooh, I'll also hydrate.
God, that feels good. Yeah. But yeah. You had a very supportive friend group. I had a friend group too. I had no idea what VTubers were. And then they showed me Hololive, and then I started watching Sakura, like a little bit.
Ooh.
And then they one of my friends hired an artist to draw this PNG. A guy from Japan.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's why this art's so freaking good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've always loved it.
Yeah,
But also, penguins are great.
Yeah,
they're my favorite.
Because it was a very weird request that I gave him. Like, can you draw like a penguin, but like, imagine it's in the Ren and Stimpy universe. And then this artist happened to be a huge fan of Ren and Stimpy. He was a furry artist, actually. Go figure.
Oh, okay.
But he nailed it. The eyes are
perfect. Yeah, the second you said Ren and Stimpy, I'm like, yes, yep, that is exactly it.
Yep, the eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the friends of mine were very, what's the word? They were more often their own things. They weren't really like that supportive of me per se. So that's why it was so hard for me because like they wanted me to learn how to do it myself. So
okay,
kind of sucks, but at the same time, like I do think it made me a stronger person, a stronger content creator. It made me better at reaching out to people. So
that's important. Like, that's very important.
It is very important to learn, but it's also good to have a group. So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's good to have a group to start off.
Oh yeah,
branching out a lot easier. I had a slower start than most people. But if you are starting out fresh with no friends, don't worry. Just get good at DMing people.
Get good.
And ignoring any kind of like negative crap that people give you. Like if someone just most of the time people would just ignore you if they don't want to collab. They don't really say anything, and just like whatever. Talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
Just do that. You'll be fine. Just keep doing it. You'll be fine. But yeah, I'm really glad, Yumi. I'm glad you have such a nice group of friends. Like I noticed that when I started hanging out with Day, I met Jolteon and I met Xbox Bees and like all these people that I met through her. You guys have you guys have a wonderful friend, and I'm glad to have met y'all.
Yeah. And I know, like, there's tuba guy Tristan, who I'm also very close to, and I met him through her. It's just like there's a lot of people who are
Yeah.
mutual friends with her, and so I met them through her. And there are other people who don't know her as well, and I've met. But like, I feel like a huge portion of it has come from her.
Yeah.
Like, I can't praise her enough.
Yep. Day is the big glue holding everybody together.
Honestly,
Holy glue.
she deserves the world.
Yeah. Alright, so next question. We
Yeah.
also touched upon this. How long have you been VTubing? You said the beginning of January of this year, right?
Yep. What was it? The 11th of January? Wait, the 10th of January. So it's been like almost 9 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
Close.
that's a baby. That's a whole ass baby.
Baby VTuber.
Yes, it's
You gotta
been
draw-
9 months.
You gotta draw baby Yumi now.
Actually, so
I am
so
9
yeah,
months old now.
so you know how I said I want to do a bunch of different models?
Oh,
I'll get back to how
no.
long I've been VTubing in a second. It's not gonna be like an actual baby, but it's gonna be like a chibi, but a horribly drawn chibi of myself.
Oh no.
And I'm actually streaming that tomorrow.
Oh dear. That sounds like an excellent. Oh goodness.
But that was one of the sub goals for my full body subathon, was
Mhm.
if I got enough subs, then I would draw up a horribly cursed model that's like chibi and badly drawn, and I would rig it. So
Oh,
I'll be
no.
doing that tomorrow.
It's
I
so
definitely won't get it done, but
horribly deformed chibi. And it's just
It-
like, kill me, please.
it really is gonna be that.
That's fucking great. I want to see that. Oh shit.
It'll be on my channel tomorrow, so
Alrighty, I'll
self plug.
do my best to check that out. Actually, now that you mention it, y'all can go follow. Wait, if I spelled that right. There you go. You can follow Yumi
Cacao.
here at her Twitch channel. Anybody who
Cab.
following her, go do that.
Or else.
Or
Wait, I can do the
else-
thing.
Or
Or
else.
else.
They will smash you. They will hit you with their club. Bonk you.
Her bonkoni.
Bonk the shit out of you with it.
But
Okay, so
yeah. Going
9
back to
months.
that, yeah, it's been 9 months. I started working on this model in November last year, or I drew it up in November and then I started rigging it in December, and it took a month to rig it. And then in March, I was like, I want a different model, and so I drew up this one that you're seeing here, and I drew like the full body, and then it took 5-ish months to completely rig, partially because I was going to school. I still am going to school, and having a bunch of classes. Also because I'm very busy with my job, which is a whole different story.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely feel like that experience has made me much faster at modeling, which is cool. If I'm not taking commissions right now, but if I do, that would it helps a lot.
Possibly in the future.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Possibly. All right. So, do you have anything planned for your 1 year in January? Or are you anticipating planning anything?
Sort of. Some things I don't want to announce too early. But ideally a subathon would be good. I would actually need to check my school schedule to see if it like coincides with that first day, if my anniversary does that. Because actually, when I started, I did my first stream on my first day of school as well.
Oh wow.
So I'm going to school for Japanese. And it's just something I wanted to learn, so I went back to school for it. My parents said they would help me with it. But anyway, yeah, I started that on the first day of school. So I would need to make sure that this, if I do a subathon, it is not on the first day of school. Because ideally it would be a long subathon, like 12 hours. It doesn't have to be, but I'd like it to be. But I will say potentially a new model. Perhaps. But I don't know yet. It depends on my time. I'm very, very, very busy outside of everything online. Like, my IRL life is very insane.
Yumi is very busy.
Yes.
Gotta protect everybody's dreams.
Yes. They can't be nightmares. No nightmares allowed. Or else.
Next question is, what kind of content do you stream?
Oh yeah. So I kind of went over it earlier, huh?
Okay.
So yeah, it's been art and gaming. So I'm leaning more towards art because it's easier with my schedule. But lately I've been doing some like regular painting on Procreate. I'll be getting back into some live 2D rigging with that cursed model. But before the cursed model, I was rigging this model on live 2D. It was also really fun because we were watching memes at the same time. And I would have people like suggest memes, and my mods would make sure that they're safe and not have like any super copyrighted things in them.
Anything
Uh,
against TOS?
yeah,
Gotcha.
but they've all been good. I haven't had anyone submit bad memes. I've enjoyed the memes. Um, but then gaming on that aspect, it's been a lot of different games. I started off with Pokemon. I remember I wanted to get into VTubing before Pokemon Legends Arceus came out, and yeah, I wanted to get that channel going before it came out. So I played that. I finished it. I'd like to play more Pokemon on stream, perhaps when Scarlet and Violet come out. I there was a bit of Mass Effect. That's currently on pause though because I have a friend who I was trying to play it with. Slug. I don't know if any of you have been to those streams, but Slug, my friend, was watching alongside because he just knows a lot about Mass Effect. His biz school. I was trying to say business and schedule. His schedule.
Yeah.
Biz school. His schedule's super busy. So that's been on pause, but lately I've been playing Fortnite a lot with Tuba Guy Tristan. Uh Borderlands 3 also with Tristan, and then Squigs the Fish and Esme, who I love dearly. We're the delightfully cursed squad. I'm trying to think of other art things though, because again that's like the main thing that I've been doing. Besides that, it's like general art, digital.
Speaking of art,
Yes.
actually, let's put this little slideshow that Yumi made. Your wonderful art.
I totally skipped over a big piece of art though, tattoos. So,
Oh right.
Day and I, yeah. So Day and I did a tattooing stream, and we like to make it like semi-regular. But it was on fake skin, not real skin. Please don't do this at home if you do real skin. Just don't. Go to a professional, please. That's nasty. You don't know what germs are in your house. Anyway, we were doing that on fake skin. I was trying to teach her everything. But it's kind of hard to do online when you're like not there in person. But yeah, I mean, I included some of the tattoos in my slideshow to show like that's my IRL job. But yes.
Oh, IRL, you do tattoos as a job?
Mhm.
Oh heck, I didn't know that actually. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I included them in the slideshow since I am kind of introducing that to my channel slowly. But I wanted to include that. Plus I have some of my clients actually crawling over to my streams a little bit, which is cool.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Do you like, what's the word? Do you do like tutorials on how to do it? Or it's just showing up?
It would be more me showing off because I don't I wouldn't consider myself the best teacher in the world. Because I see things in my own head and it's really difficult to explain them in words. Oh, there's some of the tattoos. But the Pikachu. Actually one that I did was a pixelized Pikachu with a gun.
What?
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
It was actually a friend of that client who has the witch Pikachu. But yes, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself the best teacher in the world. Plus I'm like fresh out of my apprenticeship. I'm like 2 months out of my apprenticeship. So I still barely consider myself a professional, even though I technically am, but it's weird to say. So for the time being, maybe down the line I could do some tutorials, but it wouldn't be the focus.
It might not be the easiest.
Nah.
Yeah. But fun to think of.
Yeah.
Might inspire some people to want to check out, like, want to do tattoos.
Yeah. And I mean, if I do that, it would be promoting the safe way of doing it.
Yeah. that penguin's cute. That penguin. I want a tattoo.
That's a piplup. Oh, I put the penguins right next to each other in the slideshow.
Oh, that's funny.
That's yeah, that was unintentional.
Peaceful day.
This is off topic, but I love penguins a lot. And so when he reached out to me, I was like, yes. And that was also why I rated you that one day, because I was like, I don't think I've rated you before, but also you're a penguin, which is the best animal, the best bird.
Glad you have seen the light.
I've seen the light for many years, and I love penguins. I have a whole collection of piplups from Pokemon. Like a huge collection, actually. My Japanese class is a Zoom class, and there's my camera points to the futon behind me, and it just has a whole shebang of piplups sitting on the futon. And I've had multiple comments from classmates like, "Oh, I like your plushies in the background." And I'm like, "Thank you. I really like piplups and blue penguins."
I actually need to go get.
You should. Yes, Empoleon is such a good pengu.
I'm glad he's not
such
a
good
bad
pengu.
Pokemon either. He's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty good wall, tough guy.
Yeah.
Don't
Like
mess with me. He's
the only thing
only water steel type at the moment.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like as much about Empoleon is that steel type, because it does make it a pain to fight against like ground types.
Yeah.
Like if it uses an earthquake on it, then it's done for.
Earthquake is pretty common.
Yeah.
But poison doesn't do anything to him. Like,
exactly.
He's like, nah, get that shit away.
Exactly. Can't poison that pengu.
Nope. Unpoison him. You know what? Can you do a tattoo, like, of a butt on somebody's butt?
I almost did. So I don't remember if I included it in this slideshow, but it's a ghost. It's a ghost with the booty.
Yes.
Okay. That was almost on their butt. It went on their ankle.
Okay.
But it would have been hilarious if it was on their butt though.
I think that's a Beavis and Butthead thing where it's like, I'm gonna get a tattoo of a butt on my butt.
Oh, that just reminds me of something else. I keep going on tangents, but there's this guy. I think his name is Squeezy Jibs on Twitter and TikTok and all this stuff. He might have also been on Vine, whatever. But he has a tattoo of a neck on his chest because he told somebody that he wanted a neck tattoo. And so they gave him a tattoo of a neck.
That's funny.
It was so dumb.
Oh my god.
But I love it. I love Squeezy Jibs. You guys should check him out.
What's the most painful place to get a tattoo? In your opinion.
Do you mind if I tell you a long-winded story?
Go right ahead. Okay. It's your time in the limelight right here.
So I've told this multiple times on my stream, but there's this client I have who came in for a walk-in neck tattoo. And for those of you who don't know or are unfamiliar with tattoos, you don't really come in for a neck walk-in. But, you know, and like if you do, you have to research the artist and see what their stuff looks like, see if they're actually good. Like, will they hurt you? Will they destroy your skin? You should research that. This guy just walks in. This was 3 months into my apprenticeship, and he wanted it. So my boss didn't have time for it. Fun fact: she's never tattooed a neck like that before. It was all down the front of his like throat. And so she looks at me and she goes, "Do you have time for a walk-in?" And I'm like, because I knew what he wanted, and I was like, "Well, sure." So I took him, and bear in mind, this is a very nice guy, but he's just very impulsive. So he gets the design done by me.
Tattoos is not the best.
It's not. It's not. It's not. So yeah, he got it done by me. There weren't any complications. I was surprised. The poor guy was shaking at the end though.
Oh, no.
Just because it's so painful. But so yeah, he walks out. He's all happy. He tipped well. He tipped really well. And oh, I forgot to mention. I always forget this part. He told me the reason that he got the tattoo was because he broke up with his his boyfriend broke up with him, and he was upset about it. Which is not the best reason to get something, but yeah, you know. So he comes back like 2 months later, and he's like, "Hey, can I get this other tattoo?" It was a walk-in as well, and I was like, "Oh, sure." So it's a UFO abducting an LSD molecule, and it says "dose with me." And I'm like, "All right, dude, this is your body, okay, whatever."
An
So
LSD molecule?
yeah, like the scientific it's like it looks like a honeycomb to me, like the shape of it, like the just yeah, the diagram of a molecule of it. But
Right.
yeah, we got that. And he told me so it was on the ankle. He told me the ankle was more painful than the neck.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
So according to this guy, the most painful spot is the ankle. And I would probably, I mean, I've never gotten something there, like on either spot, but my guess would be the neck would actually be more painful.
Huh. That's
But
odd.
So to answer that question, what's the most painful spot? Probably the neck. I don't know because I don't have one, but probably based off what I've heard from other people, that's it. But this story continues.
Oh.
So,
Oh boy.
with this second tattoo, he got it done. And he told me at the end that he had a fiance. I didn't know who this fiance was. He didn't say, but he did pretty much confirm that it was not the person who broke up with him before. It was a completely different person. And I'm assuming they probably met within those 2 months between appointments, yes.
Ah.
And so he leaves
Fast
again. Sorry?
Moving pretty fast there, I guess.
Moving pretty fast. So he leaves again, and then he comes back. I want to say 2 to 3 months later again. This would have been in March this year, I think, somewhere around there. He comes back with his fiance, and he got another painful spot done, and it was right in the elbow ditch, which
Elbow, like the inside of your elbow?
the inside of your elbow.
So.
And that skin is so weird to work with. Like, it swells up so quickly. Just because it has to stretch when you move your arm, because obviously. But, yeah, he said that wasn't as painful as the ankle or the neck, which also shocks me because everyone tells me that that spot is horrible. But, you know.
Person sounds rather weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a weird tolerance to pain.
I feel like they do.
That sounds.
But yeah, I mean, he's very nice. He's just very,
sure he is.
very interesting. Yeah. He's definitely the person I tell all my clients about. Like, yeah, there's this one guy who did all this. I haven't seen him since March. I believe it was March when he came in last. So he asked about another walk-in design, and I'm like, I don't have the time anymore, buddy. I'm sorry.
Like, did he have a lot of other tattoos that you didn't do, or like?
Oh yeah.
Or he had like a bunch to start.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had one on his hand, and yeah, I hear that's very, very painful.
On the palm or the other part?
On the back of it, not the palm.
Okay.
Oh, actually, in terms of pain, I've heard that the palm is the absolute worst.
Oh.
Like, worse than the neck. Again, I wouldn't know, but I've heard. So, yeah. Final answer, the palm. And probably the bottom of your feet, too, because that's very similar skin.
Yeah, probably. That's interesting. You ever heard of people getting them there? That would be kind of mostly pointless because they don't really see that.
Yeah.
Off unless you like whatever.
There was somebody I saw on Instagram who had 2 really big pieces on the bottom of their feet, and I'm like, why in the world did you do this?
I don't know.
I mean, cool. You do you, boo. But ow! That
wonder-
looks so
I
painful.
wonder if it's painful on the butt or not.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
so
I've heard
butt?
that too.
Is it?
Yeah,
Because, like,
yeah,
the ass is built, like, all big and soft. I was like, huh. Squishy.
yeah.
Maybe it won't be so bad.
Day keeps telling me that, well, for one of her subathons, she had the goal of getting her small Oni butt tattoo. And I warned her ahead of time. I'm like, people tell me that spot hurts so bad.
Oh dear.
So and she doesn't have the best. She's okay with pain, but she doesn't sit as long as some other people do. I've noticed, which nothing against her, obviously, but it's just like other people. Some people have really high pain tolerance. Some people don't.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got a wax treatment one time, and the lady kept asking, "Are you alright? Do you feel pain? Are you good?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." So I wonder if I have like a higher pain tolerance.
You might.
Huh? Maybe. I believe I did take an ibuprofen.
Oh, that might help. I don't know how
that might have
waxing
been the reason
works,
why.
but
I'm not sure.
yeah,
I didn't really
maybe.
feel. It didn't really hurt that much.
Hmm.
I don't know. I go to the dentist and all I do is like people freak out about it. I'm like, just close your eyes and don't look at the needles and drills and crap they're putting in your mouth. You'll be good. They'll numb you up real good.
Yeah. I like a lot of people tell me they feel less. Well, I guess it's placebo as well, but they feel less pain when they don't look at what I'm doing to them.
Yeah.
Like they feel weird when they see something happening to them, and they're like, I don't know if I like this.
Well, yeah, like I actually just got a blood test done this morning. And I just put the arm out and I close my eyes. That's it. I feel a little pinch and that's it. Easy. If I looked at it, it probably would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes.
That's how I am
folks.
with thoughts.
Close your eyes and pretend everything's fine. It'll be fine.
Nothing's happening. If you can't see it, then it's not happening.
If you can't see it, it's not there. But yeah. Oh. Got a lot of life experience in art talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're supposed to be jam packed with like.
Oh man, yeah. There are a lot of people I meet at my job who are, of the vast majority of them are amazing, but there are just a few where I'm like, you're interesting. Like not, I guess not in a bad way, but just you're different from other people I've met.
Do you yourself have a lot of tattoos?
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of.
You have like personal.
Yeah. Like they're very much hidden though.
Got it. I want to get like a tattoo of like a skull on one shoulder, like a tattoo of my favorite anime girl.
Yes.
So I'll be like, I'm a weeb, but I'm tough.
Yeah, you're edgy. You're not like other pangus.
One friend said, why not just get like the anime schoolgirl, but like a skeleton wearing a school. I'm like,
wait, that would actually be kind of. I would love
badass,
that.
Actually.
I like that.
I'd be like the most badass weeb out there. A big tattoo like that, undead schoolgirl.
I've seen a lot of weebs with just very stereotypical tattoos, like whether they're just anime related or they're like a skull, lion, pocket watch, stuff like that, compass.
The
Although I
Berserk
feel like
brand
that's
would be a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
If I wasn't worried about like my jobs stuff, I'd get.
Ooh, yeah. Wait, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Ouch, but also really cool.
Yep. Have it like look like it's bleeding too. Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate.
That just reminds me of this trend that I see that I don't get, where people get tattoos of scrapes on their knees. Which, yeah, they just have it's big on TikTok, but they have big, just tattoos of scrapes on their knees or just other parts of their body. Some people get bruises. If anyone comes to me for that, I'm gonna be like, think about that for a while, buddy.
You tell them no.
There
Are
are
certain
there are
tattoos that you would say no to?
yes, yeah. There's actually one that I probably should have said no to recently, but I didn't because I was like, I need to save money. This so blackout designs I would not do because that really just hinders my creative freedom. It's yeah. So have you seen those people with just completely black arms?
Oh,
Say that.
no.
Um, yeah. Which is fine. It's their style, whatever. But I personally wouldn't.
Like
I
their
wouldn't
arms are
do that.
burned or something. They want that look.
Uh, they just want an all black arm, I think.
Weird. Okay.
But yeah, there was somebody who asked me to do that, and I said yes. And I didn't raise my prices because I wasn't thinking at the time. Um, but yeah, so it's a blackout design. Luckily it's like splotches of like paint. That's what he wants. So it's a little bit more creative, but it's still not that creative. Tribal I say no to. Micro tattoos I say no to because they do not last. They look horrible when they heal. Um, I'm saying no to more and more script. I do some, but I had this one experience with this one person where they got a whole paragraph on their arm. Um, this is one that I should have said no to from the get-go, but I didn't, but whatever. And so they got that paragraph. There was one word. It wasn't spelled incorrectly, but it was a incorrect word. So it was from price to peace, and neither of us noticed. And so I put it on his arm. We did this. I showed him the stencil beforehand. He read it. He was like, "Yes, this is correct." I showed him the piece of paper. It was correct, like the piece of paper that it was written on. And then we did the tattoo, and it was incorrect. And he noticed after the fact. And so he asked for either to fix it or a refund, and my shop didn't, like my boss didn't think it was worth to do a refund or to, and it wasn't even like kind of possible to fix it. It would look weird. That was the biggest catalyst of like, yeah, I don't want to do big paragraphs on someone.
That's fair. In that case, it sounds like that person's.
Yeah, I hate to
Sounds
say
pretty
it, but it
obviously
was.
the person's fault.
Like, part of me does feel bad, but also I didn't know. Like, I wrote the paragraph down. I was reading it based off a card that this person got. And I read it over multiple times. I saw that the spelling was all correct, so I was like, cool, we're good. This person and then his partner also read it, and they didn't catch anything, so yeah.
That's pretty quite a lot of mistakes to make and then complain after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. But that's fair. Getting a whole paragraph done.
Yeah, especially on a small spot.
I'd say.
Yes. But like I would only say get a whole paragraph if it's on like your back or something. Like it has to be a really big area because script also doesn't heal well if you get it really small. You need to get it big. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but if you want it to be legible years and years later, because it's a big commitment, not a lot of people realize that this is a really big commitment you're making when you get something tattooed on your body permanently.
Yes.
And they don't realize how something's going to age over time. So, when people ask for like really small script, I'm like, you should consider getting it larger so it doesn't look bad later. Because it will look bad.
Probably like one of the most embarrassing places to get a tattoo is stomach.
Yeah? Because
people get older and then
gaining
weight sometimes. I'm like, well, I don't want to chill that off no more.
That is a factor, yeah.
Yeah.
As I mean, I know weight gain and weight loss both affect them. Because there are people who I've seen who have lost a lot of weight and then their tattoos on their body completely like either shifted or they changed shape a little bit so that they were like longer instead of being like, so you're hitting a circle, it turns into an oval if you lose some weight. I'm sure it's probably the opposite effect when you're gaining weight over time. Yeah.
Something else.
But I mean, you just gotta go into it knowing about that. But
Like, they fade over time, right? Because
Mhm.
they fade somewhat because the skin, like, was it every 7 years their skin is
yeah,
like
yeah,
layer of
something like
skin
that.
change. So like they
Yeah.
need to be touched up over time, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, some people like the lived-in feel.
Hmm.
So it's going into the second layer of your skin. I'm assuming that 7-year thing probably applies more to the first layer. But yes, they do need to be touched up. If you want them looking fresh, of course. If you don't want that, that's up to you, whatever. But if you want something that continues to look bright and clean, get a touch up. But I mean, yeah.
I had a question.
But yes.
Sorry, what were you saying? My bad.
Oh, I was just gonna say that say you get a line done, over time it's just gonna like slowly kind of blur out and get thicker. It might fade too. Um, but most of the time you see them get a little bit thicker over time, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was gonna ask, do people ever ask tattoos to cover up a scar?
Yeah. I've done one so far.
Hmm.
And it was really big, actually. It was a really, really big scar. It was a tummy tuck scar.
Hmm.
And so on the scar itself, it wasn't that bad to tattoo, which I didn't expect. I thought it would be the worst skin ever to work with, but it wasn't that bad at all. But yeah, people ask for it, and it's totally like doable. It's never a big deal. But yeah, I mean, this person in particular, since it was a tummy tuck scar, she had a bunch of nerve damage, and she was like completely numb in some spots, which was nice for her.
Good for tattooing, yeah. They
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah, so like directly on the scar, she couldn't feel it at all, which surprised me because a lot of people say scars hurt a lot more.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, considering the nature of the scar, it makes sense. And then there were other parts that weren't necessarily on the scar that she said didn't hurt at all. But then you move like a millimeter down, and she says it's the worst pain ever.
Ooh.
So it
Ouch.
was very hit or miss with that. Sat like a brick though. Like I applaud her so much.
I have
Yeah.
a kind of circular scar on my right arm.
Mm.
For my kind of thinking about getting like its skin's all grossly like I feel like a spider.
Ooh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
have
you
ever
could.
seen I don't know if you ever seen a Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
The bad guys have a tattoo. They all have tattoos of spiders.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Heck, I want to get one of those on my shoulder.
That would be sick. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally doable.
There's like a bunch of like tattoo ideas from anime, not just characters, but like actual tattoos.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the Dirk brand, I didn't really like Sword Art Online that much, but I did like the laughing coffin.
Okay,
Like
okay.
a coffin with like a laughing skeleton.
Ooh.
I would like that.
Yeah, I see a lot of like really good designs on people. I recently I did an Ouroboros design on someone.
Oh, nice.
I love FMA, so I was so excited. And even though it's like the most basic, I guess, design to get from the show, I still loved doing it because it was from Full Metal.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like anything Full Metal, I'll be like, yes, I will do that.
They got good shit.
They got real good shit.
Like if it's a show you really enjoy and it left a huge impact on you, definitely the tattoo.
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, a friend of mine that loves flipping Pokemon, had a Pokeball tattoo.
On his
So,
chest. Ooh,
yeah.
ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
He's a really skinny guy too, so I don't know if that made
Ooh.
it.
Yeah, well, my coworker did a chest tattoo on somebody who was like really, really skinny, and apparently it wasn't that bad, so maybe it was okay.
Maybe.
But it seems like a really painful spot. Like I just look at it and I'm like, ooh, ow.
Yeah, she'll just show off the tattoo and be like
Yeah.
kind of funny. But yeah, that's awesome. Tattoo. Like one day I want to get one. I think it's something I want to do. Kick the fish bucket, as I'd say.
Get the fish bucket.
Because a penguin.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Next question. Huh. Who made your art and model? I wonder who. I wonder. You, right?
Definitely not me.
Definitely
No,
not
I didn't do that. No. I definitely
not you, who's the talented artist with all the definitely not.
I definitely haven't been drawing my whole life and went to art school. Yes. So I did. I made my model and most of my art. There were a few other people, mostly on Etsy, who I got some art from, and I've credited them on my page. But the vast majority, it has been me, who was. It's a lot of work, I gotta say. Like doing it all by myself. It would be nice to have like an assistant or something. That would be cool. But like, I'd rather just. It's very fulfilling doing it myself, though. I definitely wouldn't have gained this skill that I have with Live 2D now. That like if I didn't try it at all. Like it was just. I don't know. Seeing Day do that jump to VTubing, and then I started watching other people creating on Live 2D. I'm like, this looks really cool. I want to try this. And it kind of combined my art school background because I went to school for animation. I don't animate very much at all. Speaking of the wife, hello.
Speak of the Oni.
Speaking of the Oni.
Speak of the devil, but Oni, get it?
Yeah.
I'm funny.
Yeah, but I started watching a bunch of people on like YouTube, other VTubers who use Live 2D and other riggers, especially on TikTok. Like, I'm trying to think. There's Bun Chada, who I took huge inspiration from. Yuki Buns, who's actually an artist that I've been following for like almost over a decade, it probably has been over a decade at this point. I loved her art from the start, and I saw she was doing VTubing as well, and I'm like, oh, okay. There are other artists too, who I took a lot of inspiration from, but yes, but it's definitely been very fulfilling.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing your creations come to life.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, yeah.
It was so weird looking at my first model. I was using Peer Live to start out with my tracking. I've since switched to VTube Studio, which is a lot better, I will say. Not to dunk on Peer Live, it's fine. But VTube Studio has so many more features. But anyway, I was looking at my model in Peer Live and I'm like, oh my god, this is wild. This is so cool to see my head move back and forth and my eyes blink when I blink. It was really cool.
You can like have Discord calls with animators now. Fucking future crazy.
Yeah.
Man. God.
It's wild.
Like
it blows my mind.
The first time I had a Discord call with a friend of mine, and she's like, "I'm gonna use my model," and I'm talking to the anime clan. I'm like, "What have we done? What have we done? We've gone too far. Science
what
has
have we
gone
done
too
with
far.
society?"
Oh my god! Before we know it, we'll be in the Matrix and live with the anime girls instead. So hopefully.
Probably. I mean, there was that one guy who married Hatsune Miku, like the hologram of her, years ago. Yeah. So I'm not surprised.
I mean, we've already got VR chat and headsets, and we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting
there.
Soon enough. But yeah.
Oh.
You're the first, I think you're the first tattoo artist.
Hey, cool.
Thank you for the hydrate, Dodo.
Hydrate. I'll also hydrate. Every hydrate is in your chat. I'm just gonna take a hydrate.
Most of my guests double hydrate. It's
good.
So great. They join in the suffering.
Good. The suffering. I love staying hydrated.
But yeah, so since you're an artist, I take it the drawing the model was pretty simple.
It was fine. Yeah. But it's something I do all the time.
So you learned to rig it because of model. That was something. Or did you already?
So I kind of knew some rigging. But I knew rigging in After Effects, and it's similar, but still very much different enough. It was starting with Live 2D was very much a brand new skill for me. There were some things that were familiar, since I had been working in After Effects a little bit. But also I hadn't rigged anything in After Effects since I was in my first degree at art school, and that was my sophomore year, and I hadn't rigged anything since, and I have since graduated, so it's been a few years. But it's still similar enough, like I had that background where I'm like, okay, I can understand where this program is like trying to take me and where everything is located. And yeah. And then I also understood like how to layer a model, because it's similar to how I work with say I do a landscape, I would do the back of the painting first and then work my way forward. It's the same exact thing with just with an anime girl. It really is though.
Rigging's
And
not
I kind of just
it's not a new thing with models, is it? Like, it's been around for a while, I imagine. With,
yeah,
with,
yeah, it's definitely
with 3D models and stuff in video games and stuff, right?
yeah. And I
Okay.
know even beyond VTubing before it started, there was still plenty of rigging happening. I want to say as early as the 90s, even with like animated TV shows. Like I know, was it Johnny Test? I think Johnny Test was done in a program similar to After Effects or in After Effects. I'm not sure,
Huh.
but if you look at the animation style, you can definitely tell like, oh, this is a rigged character.
Okay.
And it's easy to spot, like you can, because the animations are a lot smoother. Oh, one I can think of for sure was Total Drama Island. They are definitely rigged characters. They're not for the most part they're not hand drawn. They are rigged in some program,
Yeah.
whatever they use.
Okay.
But
yeah,
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about this, like, rigging's not a new thing. You know, like,
No.
hear about it all. I've never heard about it till VTubing, but it's been an
Yeah.
iterative process, like, for years. Right.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh?
It redeemed Ara. Oh no. Okay. I gotta do. It's a cursed one that I do. Oh,
Mm.
That's how Penguin does
I love it.
it.
The perfect penguin, Ada Ada.
Did you want to share in the suffering too, or no?
All right.
Ara ara.
You get the cute one and then the wonderful penguin one.
Yeah, double RR all the way across the sky. There you go, kitten. You're lucky. You get a cursed and cute one. There you go. Ada arson. What?
Ara arson.
Oh no! Doing that while you set stuff on fire. Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Fire, burn.
Whenever Tristan and I play Fortnite and I have fireflies, I like to throw stuff at buildings to set them on fire. And
oh no!
I don't always necessarily say it, but I'm always thinking, Ara arson.
He's got like fucking flamethrower. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Or the spray can and the lighter.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Look at this. That was actually going around on Twitter. Somebody asked, like, what's a game that you played and then dropped it? And they're like, oh, Fortnite was mine. And I was like, yeah, Fortnite for me.
Yeah.
I played it once and I quit.
Yeah. I was very hesitant to get into it. Cause so back when I was a art teaching assistant a few years ago, I worked at a summer camp, and there was this one student who was obsessed with Fortnite, and he would just break out into Fortnite dances during the class. Because I mean, the kid wants to have fun. It's summer camp, but like we also had the quiet time, and we're like, "Come on, kid." But ever since then, I was like, "I'm never gonna play Fortnite ever." And then I played it because of Crimson Jolton. But yeah, that was
Oh god.
I played it and I enjoyed it, and then I've just kept playing it.
My coworker told me to play it because he played it like. I was like, all right, I'll try this out. So I started up. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was pretty early on when the game came out, so it's a while ago now. But I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, I guess we're in a plane with our team, and then we jump out the plane,
Yep.
and like everybody's heading like in one direction, right? But I went the other way. They're like, oh shit, we
No.
lost a man, and I'm like, what? And I noticed they're all far away from
Welcome
me. And
to
I'm like, what?
Glitchyland. Enjoy all the rides and make sure not to freeze to death.
Thank you for the
That's
follow,
always the
Creep Show.
worst.
But like, I was like
Hey,
going in the
yo.
opposite direction from them. By the time I realized, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that, to be fair. Like, they don't know. Like, you don't realize how big that map is until you land and you're like, oh no, I'm all alone and somebody might hurt me. But also, hi creep. But yeah, the first time I played, I did land with everyone, but I was inside the storm, and I believe for that first match we died. It was either the first or second match where we died because of the storm, and we just couldn't get out because we just got so distracted. Luckily, that's been less so an occurrence, but
Like, so my first game, like I landed in like a way far away spot from her. And like,
yeah.
they're like, oh, you're fucked, buddy. I'm like, oh shit. And I
Oh,
started
no.
running towards where the rest of them are. They thought I was gonna die. They were just left me to die. And they like actually managed to make it back to where they were. Like, hey,
Oh.
dude, there you are.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh god. Oh my god. And they're like,
That's
okay,
pretty
we're
gamer.
gonna set up our base. So we spent like, the game took like 45-ish minutes. We got the base.
Okay,
we got
that's
the
a
base.
long one.
We're getting the base set up and everything. And then we're like,
Oh, build mode. Okay, that's why. That's why.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And then we're like getting into position to ambush the enemy, right? And
Mhm.
like we're like all getting all set up, and then like out of nowhere, the enemies snuck up from right behind us and just killed us all.
Oh. Oh no.
And so I spent like 45 minutes to about an hour of us just setting up, and then I died.
Oh
And I was like,
jeez.
this game does not respect my time. I'm not playing this anymore. And deleted it right after that. Fuck that. I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
I
Fair
was
enough.
frustrated because I mean, like, it could have been like I worked the second shift at this shift, so I got home in about midnight. So I was
Okay.
already kind of tired, I guess, like, and I just got like really frustrated by then playing it after work. I was like, fuck this. I just deleted it. But I don't know.
It's not for everyone.
No, it's. I don't think it's for me.
It sure is a game.
yeah.
I like it because I like. Oh, sorry.
I play an embarrassing amount of Fortnite now, Vtuber. They got me into it after me got her into it. Oh no.
Yup.
It's like a disease.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My first Fortnite game was on stream with Day and Crimson. And that was a time. But I like it because you don't need to take it seriously.
It's probably
I feel
better
like
now without the build.
it's a lot more fun in my opinion. I played build mode like once or twice,
Mhm.
and it was both by accident. Every time it's happened. I just preferred no build because you goof off, do your thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I like it because again, I don't need to take it seriously. I feel like there's so many shooters where people take it so seriously, and I'm like, I mean, if I lose at Fortnite, then I lose at Fortnite. I really don't care.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a competitive gamer myself. I'll play for fun, but like I'm not a tryharder.
Yeah.
Mostly just kind of person, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
I am with a lot of games.
I'll play multiplayer just for shits, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, I grew up with single player games, so moving to multiplayer was really weird.
yeah.
Like doing that.
Also,
So
I fucking hate microtransactions.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
multiplayer's
horrible.
not for me.
That is the worst part about it.
Then like developers are trying to push multiplayer games,
Oh, definitely.
and I'm like, no, I don't want that. Fuck that.
I know they were doing that with Dragon Age, and I'm a really big fan of Dragon Age, but I know in Dragon Age Inquisition they introduced a multiplayer thing. And I hear it's fun, but like I feel like it wasn't necessarily needed in my opinion. Other people can disagree, but I feel like Dragon Age is your own personal experience because I mean it's an RPG. You romance characters, and I mean I feel like that's a very personal thing for each player. Like who you romance, who you develop relationships with. This can be for any game too, like not even just Dragon Age. Like I also like Fire Emblem. I feel like it would be weird to do like a co-op Fire Emblem, which I mean, I can see it working. Like, as a side thing, I think that would work. But the main game, I feel like that would be really weird. That's just, it's just me. I'm just saying. But
well, there were developers that were trying to like say that like the future is multiplayer game, trying to push this. There have been a lot of single player games that's still coming out that are blowing. I'm glad that's not the case, even though a lot of developers want to push for the pay to win model kind of crap. I don't like.
yeah.
But yeah,
And I get it.
That's a personal thing, I guess, for me.
Yeah. Like, I do get it because I know developers are trying to make money, but also I feel like we don't need to make things so expensive in microtransactions like that.
I don't know. I'm old
like,
school. Make me pay up front.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. Like, that's exactly what I would like.
That's like,
I don't want to pay a subscription.
I'm kind of gravitating more towards indie games because of that.
Yeah. They're so much better about it.
But yeah.
And that just reminds me of the whole Clip Studio Paint situation where they're starting to do a subscription model.
Yeah.
And I would just much rather just pay up front, or I guess not pay at all because it was free. But I mean, same for Adobe. I'm not a fan of Adobe. As somebody who used to sort of work for Adobe, I don't like them. Just because their business model is just horribly exploitative. It's terrible.
Like, if they keep adding like stuff all the time, maybe, but it doesn't seem.
Well, I know they're updating semi-often, but I feel like it's just such a high price range. Especially if you're an independent artist, you should not be paying that much for like, say you get Creative Cloud with all the programs. I feel like sure, it's a lot of programs, but you should not be paying however much it is. I don't even know how much it is. I remember I was looking at price models for it for an individual person, and they give a slight discount for students, but it's not by much. It's not by much. It's just it bugs me a lot. I'm not a fan of it.
It's gonna push people to piracy.
Oh yeah, and it has. It has. I know plenty of people who have pirated Photoshop.
Yeah.
I mean, I did at one point too. The only reason I do have Creative Cloud now is because I get it for free through my school. But
right.
Once I graduate from this school again, I'm gonna lose all that. And I mean, what's the point? Yeah. What's the point of keeping it if I'm going to be spending all this money? Unless I'm making a decent chunk of money, then maybe I'll spend it. But,
I'm a guy that's
not worth.
I take the free alternatives to all these programs.
Yeah.
Microsoft Word, nah, we do open office here. Like,
exactly.
Like Photoshop, nah, I do fucking GIMP and
stuff. Yeah.
I'm poor through that. But
that just reminds me too, because the thing that sucks, since I would like to eventually also move on to working on like animated TV productions, say, or movies of and do backgrounds for them, like for animated shows or movies.
Yes.
And this industry standard is Photoshop. So if I want to get used to Photoshop, I have to learn it, which is like, but it just sucks because I know Adobe can be so expensive.
Really
Yeah.
It really depends, like, how into the business.
Yeah.
If you're just a newbie.
That really sucks. I can't imagine what it must be like for new artists trying to break into it. There are more programs that are like more readily available, like Procreate. It's only $10 up front. Clip Studio was doing better with that, but based off the subscription stuff, it's getting more expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are other alternatives too. There's like a whole list of different programs that people make, but
I bought a really crappy tablet. Sadly, I think it's stopped. When I got it, I just downloaded a program called
Yeah.
Like there's free alternatives. So.
Yeah, I used to use that program too.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago.
Like I think with like the more they start doing this.
Yes, definitely.
There'll be a way. There's a will.
Yeah. And I gotta make a shout out to my OG program, Paint Tool Sci. I love
I've never heard of that program, but yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
really? Okay. It's like, I guess, the stereotypical art program that a lot of anime artists used to use, and some people do still use it. I mean, that's what I used to start out. Well, besides Paint, but my first in-depth art program was Paint Tool Sci.
Glad that I've met a lot of artists we community. Hopefully one day, like when I actually get the time and energy down and like actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to
It's
be able
fun.
to like be able to dedicate the time and energy. Right now is not the best time for me, but soon,
Yeah.
soon.
It takes a lot of time and energy.
I have
Like
met a lot of like pretty young people, like high school, are pretty damn good artists. Fuck, like
Yeah.
how did you get so good? But I think about it. I think about it now. I'm like, kids nowadays, they have like so many resources with the internet.
They do.
YouTube's like shitloads of tutorials and stuff on YouTube, free programs, all these.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I grew up with the wrong time.
Yeah.
I gotta become a baby again.
Yeah, that just like looking back at where I started, I definitely didn't really have that many resources besides like how to draw anime and manga books from
books that they would release over here. Oh man.
Oh, what's his name? Eric Hart, I think. He's like infamous in the anime drawing like art community because he would make these books and his art style was just so
Trash.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Like sometimes like amateurs can draw better anime than they can.
I definitely could. I drew better than
Man.
him at like age 11, which is really sad to say.
Goodness.
But like it's just wild looking at kids now. I'm so happy for these kids because they have all these resources. I did not. I had to learn the hard way. It's like I wish I had stuff back then. But
I had a friend
like
I think he literally started just like copying, like taking screenshots of anime, drawing it.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Too.
Yeah. Like I did the same thing with manga because I would read so much manga when I was younger. But I would just study the pages, and I'm sure plenty of other people have done this too. They would study the pages or the screen cap from the anime and then just go from there.
Just
I did that as
anime and manga more available.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like it's way more available now with like streaming and streaming services. I mean, there are more websites available with sharing manga for free. And they don't have a bunch of malware because that was a thing back then, but you'd had to be careful.
Options.
Yeah.
Righty, that's a pretty round out question about art. I like that.
Yes.
That's what I should expect from an artist. Lots of information. Love it.
Lots of art.
Next. Nice transition. What are some of your favorite anime?
Okay, so I mentioned Full Metal. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my all-time favorite, like by far. It was the third manga I ever read, and it just left a huge impact on me. Like I remember so I was reading it when the manga was coming out in America, so it wasn't completed yet when I first started it. And then the final volume came out, like whatever year that was, and I saw it at the store, and I'm like, oh no, it's the final volume, it's almost over. And so I didn't get it.
Oh no,
I didn't get it because I didn't want it to end. And so
oh no.
Yeah, and so I came back like a year later and I'm like, oh, I should probably finish this to see how it went.
That's funny.
But then recently I've been watching Death Note. That was the second manga I ever read. But I've rewatched that anime so many times. But I rewatched it with Day. We were driving back we went to Canada as a trip, and we were driving back, and we just watched like half of the anime. I wouldn't necessarily say Death Note was my favorite, like one of my favorites, but it's still up there. It was definitely like one of my baby weeb animes that I was like, yeah, this is good. Yes. Okay, so my biggest forming anime though, like that formed my identity, Bleach.
Really?
Yeah. so I was like super edgy as this little like 13-year-old or however old I was when I read this manga, but I liked it because it was edgy, and I didn't like shoujo because I wasn't like other girls. I liked shonen, and so I read Bleach, and I'm like, this is cool. They use swords to fight ghosts and evil spirits, and they're yeah. But I really liked Toshiro from the show because I thought he was cute. Like and now as an adult, I'm like, you're a good little kid. I don't think you're like cute in that way anymore, obviously. Although there is an aged up version of him that I'm like, you're handsome, but I'm trying to think though. So besides that, something newer. Okay, it's not newer, but my favorite anime movie of all time is Spirited Away. Like that was a really big thing for me when I watched it for the first time. It just once again left a huge impact on me. But it was really meaningful because Chihiro's moving away in the beginning of the movie. And my best friend moved away when we were pretty young. We still kept in touch. We're best friends to this day. But that first beginning scene, I was like, oh no, I relate to this very hard. Like, I haven't been necessarily the one to move away, but my friend was. And so I know how it feels to like have that important person in your life go away. That was a big thing. I also just really like the art style. I remember seeing a screen cap of one of the animators working on Spirited Away in a manga book that I had. It was another how to draw manga book that I had, and it showed behind the scenes like, here are possible jobs you could have if you try to do this kind of art. And I was like, this is really cool because I never see this kind of thing in a book, at least at that time. But I remember seeing that, and I remember seeing the art style, and I'm like, this is really pretty. Because it was, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Spirited Away, but there was a scene where she's cleaning a bathtub, and there's water rising up and then like going over her and covering her. And it was that screen capped, and it was like her face slightly warped, but it was still looked like her. And then the colors were all just like really pretty, and I really liked it, and it stuck in my brain. And then I finally watched the movie years later, like probably almost 10 years later was the first time I watched it. I didn't watch it like any Studio Ghibli until I was a little bit older. But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's where the thing from the book is from. But yeah, I definitely say so Full Metal and then Spirited Away are my top two favorite anime things.
Yeah. Well, Brotherhood is highly regarded
Oh yeah.
anime.
Oh yeah.
I feel I picked up Brotherhood a little bit before it ended. I marathoned it, and then I was going to Anime Expo, and they were premiering the last episode of it before it aired in Japan. Actually, the day before.
Oh.
I was like,
oh my god.
I get to see it before anybody else in the world, apparently.
Oh my god, that's
So,
awesome.
They showed the episode before it, and then the final episode. So I just went.
Holy crap.
I caught up to the series just in time for that. It was wonderful.
Dang.
So
That's like perfect timing.
yeah. It's
Oh my god.
It was and that series is one that's easy to binge. That's how you know a series is good if if you have no.
Yeah.
Keep watching and watching.
Yeah.
Episodes you're watching. That's a good bingeable show.
Yeah, like going on about that. So when COVID started, so I was still getting my art degree at the time, and obviously it got interrupted by COVID, and
Right.
so I had shifted all of my workstation to my parents' house, and there was just one night towards the end of the school year where I had a class in the morning, and I just wanted to draw art and watch anime, and so I was like, you know what, the perfect anime to do this with is Full Metal. And so I stayed up all night until my class, getting through the vast majority of Full Metal, and then I finished it later that day. It was ridiculous.
Goodness.
I have a habit of like quickly binging anime content. Like I read Naruto in 2 weeks, including Shippuden. Oh, Day is insane with One Piece. She's watched it 3 times.
That's
ridiculous.
that's like
Which is
it's
cool.
past 1,000 episodes now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she watches it as she works, and she has a desk job at her home. She works from home, so she can have things going on in the background that she doesn't necessarily need to pay attention to.
Okay.
But 3 times,
That's insane.
that's a lot.
That's insane. That show.
Also, I can't judge because again, I read Naruto in 2 weeks, but still.
Ah, nerd. Wow. Damn, that's a lot of chapters. Well, to be fair, shonen manga is easy to binge because there's so many panels of notes. So okay, maybe not that insane, but 3 times. Oh goodness, that depends how far along the show was when.
True.
Even then, like that's still.
I feel like it was semi-recently though. Is the thing.
That's so like 3,000-ish episodes then. Good God.
Yeah.
Jesus day.
Yeah. She's crazy with her One Piece. She loves it. So she's probably going to be the reason I watch it sooner or later. It'll happen. I've told her multiple times that I will watch it.
You're just waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It'll happen. It's on Netflix, so it's only a matter of time.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I gotta finish through watching. I'm rewatching Full Metal right now, Brotherhood, and then I'm also rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm getting through those, and then maybe I'll start One Piece.
Well, bye, Yumi. There goes all your time.
Yep.
You have to quit VTubing that.
Yep. I don't have a lot of time in my day in the first place anyway, so...
Gotta squeeze out more somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready, next question. What has been the most challenging aspect of VTubing?
Being able to talk non-stop.
Really?
Yeah. So I've definitely gotten better at it. But in the very beginning, it's still occasionally very difficult, because I'm not always the most talkative person. Despite tonight, I'm just a babble mouth tonight. But there are some nights where I'm just really tired, especially, and I just don't have the energy to keep talking. So I would like to slowly get over that because I do enjoy interacting with everyone and being like, hey, how's your day going? And blah, blah, blah. But there are some nights, especially in the beginning of my VTubing journey, where it was very, very difficult to keep thinking of things to talk about.
Yeah.
But I mean, it helps continuing VTubing. And then with my job, I have to talk to a lot of people. So those 2 big things were like very, very, very helpful. I mean, even going back to my art teaching assistant job, that really helped as well. I mean, that was definitely a few years ago, but I remember back then, it really helped me just build like relationships with people. So it was like a weekly program, so they were short-lived relationships, like friendships, but it definitely helped like learn how to talk to people. No matter the age as well, because I worked with a lot of kids, and I also worked with some adults and teenagers. But I remember that kind of thing really helped. So, like, going back to, like, the VTubing aspect, I feel like that background kind of helped a little bit. Right. Just remembering how I felt talking to a bunch of people and trying to think of things to talk about. It's slowly coming back. So, but yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing.
That's good. You consider yourself an introverted or extrovert?
Yeah. Introverted, by far.
So, it takes a lot of energy out of you to socialize.
Yeah, it's gotten better. But, I mean, when I was a little kid, I was, like, super, super shy around everyone. And I would only be talkative around, like, super close friends. Or my mom. Yeah, I remember being just afraid of my babysitter because I was too scared to talk.
Like, you already have a job where you talk to people a fair amount, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps.
That can probably just drain you. VTubing at the end of the day, yeah, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
That is something that I think all VTubers, indie VTubers, should be good at, is talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do a lot of that when nobody's
You
in
don't
chat.
think about it, but yes.
You have to do a lot of that when you're gaming, when you're doing art or whatever. You gotta talk to yourself when nobody's in chat. You gotta
Yeah.
make conversation with yourself. You have to pretend to be crazy, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or like have an imaginary friend or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't think about it, but I notice especially with art when you're just there by yourself pretty much.
Yeah.
And you're staring at your screen, you're like, what in the world do I talk about? I feel like with games it's a little bit easier because there's things going on the screen.
You can talk about
and
the
you can't
game, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't control everything that's going on in the game. But yeah. It's it's difficult, but it's definitely an acquired skill, and I'm sure I'll get better with it too.
Oh heck, I gotta hydrate again. I gotta go
Ah!
refill my water bottle actually. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go AFK for a sec. I'm gonna mute.
Okay.
Do you mind talking to chat?
Okay. Speaking of that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You practice your talking to yourself.
BRB. BRB. So how about that weather? Speaking of weather, so during my Japanese class, we were talking about weather. This is not going to go anywhere. I'm just talking about what happened in my Japanese class. We were talking about the weather, and the teacher was like, "It's very hot today, isn't it?" And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's very hot." This is gonna be the most awkward conversation about the weather. You guys want to have a Japanese lesson? So the word for sunny is hare. Hare. That's how you say sunny. Cloudy is kumori. Rain is ame. Fun fact, ame is also the word for sweets, or like candy. Okay. I don't know what to talk about. I'm just stalling. Hare. Kumori. Ame. Wind is kaze.
So sorry about that. I am back.
Welcome back. I'm giving your chat a Japanese lesson.
Each away. Hold on, I'll get my notebook. I'll start soon.
Would you like me to do a little review for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're talking about the weather. So sunny is hare, Hare.
Yeah.
And then cloudy is kumori, so Kumori. Like you guys are reading this back. And then what was it? Rain is ame, Ame. And then wind is kaze, Kaze.
Oh my god, I have a funny story. There's a guy I
Oh.
know. His name is spelled Hayes. But I always call him Haze. Instead of Hayes, I say Haze.
Oh.
And he's
Okay.
like, you know, it's not said like that, right? I'm like, what? It's like it's Hayes shift. Oh. Haze sounds cool.
Haze sounds cooler. Haze sounds cooler.
It might be the weeb in me, but yeah.
Haze sounds
I
cooler.
just call him Haze shift for buddies. Anyway, please continue.
I'm trying to think of other weather conditions, but I can't.
Humid.
Oh no, I forgot that one. Oh wait, I know it. Hold on. That's gonna bug me.
That's like the worst weather condition.
That is not the word for it. Google Translate says it's shike ga oi, which technically is correct, but there's a different word for it, and I cannot remember. Oh, that's gonna bug me.
Japanese.
Oh no. Oh, I learned this. Hold on.
Oh, I actually took the first course in Japanese.
Mushiatsui. Okay, sorry, go on.
Mushiatsu?
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like moist, but I guess that would make sense.
Moist.
Oh god. I took the first course of Japanese. But I was stupid and I took it during the summer. That was like the worst idea ever. A condensed language. Never do it. Never.
Ooh, yeah.
You need time to practice. Like crunching it down to like 6 weeks is not gonna. Once I got the kanji, I just died.
Kanji's hard.
Ridiculous. Like, oh my god.
kanji is very difficult.
And like when in the sentence structure and how they write, there's no periods or anything. So you're like, where
No.
do sentences begin and end? And my teacher, like, we asked our teacher that, and he's like, it's hard. That's how. You just have to be good at reading what they're saying and just instinctively know when sentences begin and end. I guess I don't know. That's
大変ですね.
that's oh my god.
Sorry, going back to humid. So the word for insect is mushi, and then atsui means hot. So humid is hot insect, pretty much. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Like the cicadas or whatever. Is that what? They're thinking about?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, they hear the cicadas all the time in summer.
Yeah. Anime. Hear cicadas, it means summertime. Basically.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god, when I was watching Evangelion, the cicadas never stopped.
They're so fucking loud too, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever been around cicadas. I don't know if there are any.
Oh, there are cicadas in the States, yeah.
There are. I don't think I've ever heard them.
Oh.
Aside from crickets, but I don't think those count.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah, because around where I live, I think there's like a thing where there's a certain breed of cicadas that goes nuts like every 4 years. Like some weird number like that. And I think it was this year that they came back. And they were just so loud. Oh my god. But I remember I was visiting Day once and I was outside her home and I heard the cicadas and I'm like, is this an anime? Like,
are we in
it feels
Higurashi
like
now?
it.
Oh god.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Dialogue? Nah, cicadas, bro.
Sum it up. Talking to yourself is the hardest part of VTuber.
Yes.
Talk.
Yes.
Okay. Next question on the flip side. What has been your favorite aspect about VTuber?
Meeting all the wonderful people, building friendships. I have gotten like super close to a bunch of people. And it's just like it makes me emotional. But it's nice. It's really cool. Like I met Tristan, who's in the chat, Creamy, there was Creeps who was live today. Oh my god, there's just so many other people too, but one of my regulars in the chat, Player, and then Blinks, who's live right now. But yeah, there are just a bunch of different people who I've met, and it's just been absolutely wonderful getting to know them and just like befriending them and occasionally collabing with them.
Yeah.
I would like to do more collabs. I feel like that's something that I haven't done a ton of yet. I've done sort of a little bit, but I feel like that's definitely an aspect that I would like to expand upon, especially once I get more time. Like, I'm not out of the woods yet for my second degree. I'm in my second year of Japanese, so I still have a long ways to go. It's a 4-year degree, but I would like to think that I'll still be streaming by the end of that. So, I mean, looking past that, that would definitely be a really fun thing to do more often.
Yeah, definitely. Collabs come highly recommended, in my opinion.
Yes.
Very good for exposure. Very good for
exactly.
meeting new people, especially. You never know. Like, you'll never know who's gonna like your content. Like, there's probably like, tons of people out there that would like your content. They just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Be surprised. So collabing is excellent for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, meeting a guy who's a literal tuba, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's a literal tuba.
Yeah, he's like music just comes out of him.
Speaking of that tuba, I need to make him play the tuba on stream soon. I have, so he has a redeem on his channel that's 69k points.
Oh.
And I've had 69k points for like 2 months now. So I'm at like 90k points now on his channel.
That is a damn good redeem, and holy shit, that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, so I need to make you play tuba soon, Tristan. Womp, 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 womp.
Damn it, Tristan. Damn it. That's a good redeem.
It's a good
pat
redeem.
On the back for that, man. Give yourself a pat on the back. A flipper on the back. I'll give you a flipper on the back. Pat.
I might end up stealing a similar redeem. Because I play French horn, but I'm definitely not a professional. I'm definitely a hobbyist. But I have to build the confidence for it. I feel like I just need to say screw it and do it, but I'm also just really nervous and stage fright about it. Like I can draw in front of people no problem, but the second I bring up my French horn, I'm like, "Oh shoot. I have to play in front of people." Even though that's the entire point of playing an instrument is like performing in front of people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. For me.
yeah, that's a whole other thing. I've been considering it. It'll happen, I think, eventually.
Someday soon.
Someday.
I need to thinking up of good redeems is for me.
Yes.
I have enjoyed meeting people from all over the planet. Actually, I've met people from Canada, from South America, I met a guy from Africa.
Ooh.
Met a guy from Germany. Met some people from Norway. It's all over the world. All over the world. It's like the real joy. Like these people, like I'm like VTubers. People VTube over there? No way.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about that's like crazy to me. Like it's spread that far across the world.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like I remember when VTubing was a brand new thing and I didn't like it. I gotta be honest. I thought it was weird. I was like, who wants to watch an anime girl play a video game? And now I'm one of those anime girls. But
yeah. Either die or you live long enough to become anime girl.
That really is it. That really is it. That's how it works.
Well, I think it's because I still haven't gotten used to the fact of how far anime itself is in terms of popularity. Like,
yeah.
Like back in my day, in my high school, anime otaku weebs were pretty few and far in between.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, same here.
But now they're fucking everywhere. They're weebs
they are
everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's like a disease that spreads, that infects everybody. And
it's
I'm
so
like,
contagious.
get away from me! Get away! Like they're like zombies now or some shit. But yeah, there's tons.
Yeah.
Even at my job, a lot of people you wouldn't think would be an anime. I see people with fucking waifu sweaters on. Like,
yeah.
Like, what's happened? What's going on?
It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way. It definitely wasn't very cool to be into anime. I was one of the few kids in my school that enjoyed it. And I had one other friend who was also into it. And I was lucky that I had that friend even. But I just remember like kind of feeling like an outcast because I didn't really have a ton of people to just be excited about anime with. And then over time that slowly changed and it's just kind of wild how much it's grown. It's really cool.
Anybody
but...
remember glomping?
Oh.
I have not heard of that in a long time.
Oh man.
Like the early days of the internet for me. I used to roleplay on forums in high school.
Me too.
Oh God, what have we become?
Well, I was a little bit younger, but yeah, I definitely did that.
Yeah, and that's where I heard about glomping, and actually have not heard about it till like ever. Now, like,
yeah,
ancient.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
That's where you like run up to somebody and like jump hug them.
Yeah.
I've actually,
oh my God.
That's only happened to me IRL once, actually. Fairly recently, I quit my job. I was quitting my job for a new job, and my coworker's like, he was gonna miss me, right? Like he's like, okay, well, it was nice knowing you and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, and I was like about to leave and like ran up from behind me and just like jumped.
Oh.
I was like, oh man, it's finally happened.
It's a real life glomp.
It's not dead after all. Oh my God. I just crossed that off the fish button.
I love it.
But yeah, it's a ancient forbidden art now, basically.
It really is. That reminds me of like the yaoi paddles.
Oh geez.
Actually, fun fact, it's actually in Day's bedroom that just flashed past in the slideshow. I have a paddle that I did with a yaoi face in the background.
No.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
That's a paddling.
Speaking of yaoi faces, I'm gonna show my emote.
Oh goodness.
I love this emote, but I have a thing for drawing yaoi faces often. It has been a thing since I was in early high school, and it just never ended.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
But there's actually this TikTok that for some reason people keep viewing occasionally, and it didn't like blow up or anything, but it definitely has a few more views than some of my other TikToks. It's just me drawing a yaoi face in like under 20 seconds. And people keep liking it, and I'm like, this is the most stupid content in the world. And I guess that just attests for like, oh, people like dumb content that's mindless. And I'm like,
for shit spreads like wildfire, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Social media.
Social media.
Hey, next question. All right, what unique quality do you think you bring to the table as a V? What do you think people will know you for? You gonna be the tattoo angel?
I was just gonna say, yeah, probably. That's probably the biggest thing. Like, originally, if you had caught me for an interview a few months earlier, I would have said like digital art. But since that tattooing stream with Day, it's definitely gonna be a more common thing on both of our channels of us collabing with each other and just doing fake skin designs on things. But yeah, that's probably gonna be it. I don't think I'm ever. It would be very difficult to stream like working on an actual person, like one of my clients, because I feel like the logistics of that would just be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Maybe on like TikTok or something, like TikTok lives, that could be a possibility, but not on Twitch, probably.
Probably on YouTube content.
Yeah.
Like, edited. Definitely.
Yeah, like an edited video. Yeah, that'd be fine.
You see those on too.
Yeah, you do. I used to watch those learning for the beginning of my job. I would go on YouTube and find people doing them. That was the biggest thing that helped me learn, actually, was YouTube. But like there's this one guy who was giving tutorials just like on oranges, and I'm like, this gives me a lot of insight.
This is to do tattoos? Wow.
Yeah, it's practice. A lot of people do it.
The texture of the skin that's good, or what?
So the texture's different, but the deepness, like the depth, is about the same. And then it's really nice if you're doing an orange. You'll know if you go too deep because you'll hit the actual orange part. And the sign of an untainted orange is if none of the ink hits the inside of the orange. And then you can eat it.
Interesting.
It's like a reward.
Huh. Well, I did tune in for part of that tattoo. Looked like it was doing really well.
It was very fun. It went on for, what was it, 4 hours, I think?
Yeah.
And I don't always stream that long. I usually go for about 2 to 3 hours. I like to try to go over 2. But it just didn't, it felt like the time was flying by. It didn't feel like 4 hours. But once we ended stream, like, yeah, we had a lot of fun. Like, once we ended stream, I definitely felt like, oh, I'm tired. But and then I drove over to see Day because we got dinner after. But yeah, I remember that night I stayed up pretty late and then I felt fine. It was just immediately after, like, oh, I'm sleepy. But no, it was super fun, super good. 10 out of 10.
I look forward to the next one. You guys got more planned, right?
Yeah, we don't have any dates set in mind. My school schedule kind of ruined the Thursday night plan because we were thinking about doing them on Thursdays, and now I have a class on Thursday evenings, right in the middle of the time where Day would like to start. And I know she works early, so I don't want to have her staying up late. And then I need my study time before my class to make sure I'm all prepared for the next class session. So we got to figure that out, but we'll work it out with each other, see how our schedules work.
In due time.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. It's fun. It's very good.
You're going to go on your Twitter and change your description to Tattoo Angel, right?
Okay. Maybe, actually, when I was first designing this model, I was considering putting like a little magic wand on my forearm when I was thinking about being like a magical girl instead of an angel, because that was actually going to be the original thing, was a magical girl Vtuber, and I still very much have that inspiration from that. But I was thinking like, oh, I could do a little wand on my model's arm or something. I could go back and do something like that, perhaps. It would be easy to add on.
Yeah. But you do seem like a magic. Now that I think about
Yeah.
it, you combined the two elements very well. I like it.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, that is some pretty unique content there.
Ah.
Next question: is there anything else you would like to tell the audience about?
Oh.
Going to
I saw
McDonald's,
that
can
at
I
the
get
end.
a?
Can I get a? Well, now I'm trying to think because I kind of talked about all the things that I do in my life.
Are there any hidden secrets about Yumi that you haven't?
I could. Okay.
Secrets.
Yes, my ominous dark secret. So I'm very. This is probably not something that would be an expected answer for this kind of question. My hands are very double jointed. Fun fact. So I could show that on a stream for a tattooing stream. I could whip out my hands and be like, look at my stupid double jointed hands. Like, my ring finger is like messed up. Like it's fine, but like it's messed up how much I can bend it weirdly. And then my pinkies, I would not be able to play flute very well because my pinkies lock up pretty badly. I have a loose joint in my knuckle on my left hand and not on my right hand. It looks really weird when I do it and it weirds people out. I can do the hula dance with my thumbs. I have weird hands. That's a fun fact.
Okay.
Like sure, I could talk about.
Didn't stop
I
you
could
from
talk
doing art at least. That's good.
No. Like sure, I could talk about my hobbies, but no, I'm talking about my weird hands.
We could have normal answers, but who wants that?
No. Why would you ever want that? I can't think of like an actual answer though, because I definitely talked about everything that I mainly do. Like I guess I could go a little bit more in depth about my instrument, but I don't know.
I have weird hands, Kara.
Yes, I have weird hands.
That's the cool frame of that.
Thank you, Tristan.
Goodness. Well, I can't think of any questions interesting to ask.
No.
One of the last guests I had actually, she was like, I have web toes.
Oh.
What the heck? And she showed me, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my god.
The two toes next to her big toe were webbed. Just those two.
Oh.
Okay. That was like what we did last time on this question. So I'm like, oh, now we have double jointed hand.
I like this. This is a trend.
Yes.
I like that this is what people think about.
Now I'm starting to wonder, like, oh god, what's gonna be the next guest? Secret. I mean, I figured that humans had webbed toes, but I thought it would be like really rare. But I guess it's more common than I thought.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's only like ever those two toes.
Weird.
I guess. Huh.
Wild. So like they're part mermaid, but also not.
Yeah. There was I also brought up the idea that would suck for me if I had webbed toes, because when I was a kid, I was walking through this like a demolished building area around my house, some place around my house. I don't know, I was a dumb kid back then. I stepped on a nail, right? And it went through my shoe. But it went right between the space between my toes. My big toe and the next to it.
Oh my god.
That would have been horrible if it pierced my foot. That would have been a tetanus shot. That would have been painful as fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow.
Oh, I mean, that's good. You're very lucky.
It's funny because I've had like terrible luck ever since then. So I think I used up all my good luck right there.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess it's not a terrible place to use it, but yeah.
Jeez.
Fun times as a kid.
Oh, okay. I can think I can think of an actual answer to that question besides I have weird hands. I have over 20 Piplups, because I mentioned that earlier. I have a big collection of Piplups. It may even be in like 30s by now. I'm not sure. But so I have this big collection of Piplups, and I started pretty much collecting them in 2020. It started with like Yeah, they're mostly plushies and some figures,
Okay.
some artwork, but mostly plushies. But yeah, it started in 2020 because of the pandemic, and I went through a crisis, and I'm like, I need all these blue penguins in my life. Because I always liked Piplup. And so I had a few. I had one plushie and then a purse that I bought while I was in Japan a few years ago.
Oh wow.
Nice. Yeah. That was actually the reason I wanted to start learning Japanese.
But you went to Japan. That's actually a good tidbit.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's a fun fact about me. I went to
girl
Japan.
That's been to Japan. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Full circle.
But yeah, actually going back to that, so I went to Japan for 2 weeks when I was in college. I was a sophomore at the time. And oh my god, it was amazing. So we went to Kyoto, Hikone, and then Kyoto. Did I say Kyoto? Tokyo. Yeah. Hikone and Kyoto. And it was really cool. We stayed at Tokyo for a week and then Hikone for 2 days. Hikone is across Japan's biggest lake from Kyoto. And it's about like I want to say a 45-minute bullet train ride about. But it's such a cute little town. It's adorable. It's probably where I'm going to be doing my study abroad as well. Because I have a requirement to do that with my Japanese major. And so yeah, it's a really cute little area. They got really cute little rice fields and cute little neighborhoods. And then the building I will be staying at likely unless I go somewhere else for the study abroad. The building for that study abroad area is really cute too. But yeah, I remember we went there and we got a lecture about this town's mascot. So it's Hikone, and then their mascot is named Hikonyan. So it's a cat samurai, and he goes, Hikonyan. But he's really cute. But he's not necessarily like super popular. He was pretty popular in Japan for a bit, but like outside of Japan, he's definitely not really known. But I met somebody near, like in my state, and they had a Hikonyan merch thing, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Hikonyan, and I'm like, oh yeah, I went to this study abroad place in Japan. I'm like, yeah, I've been there too. Nice. And then there was Kyoto. That was really cool. I'm trying to think, what was my favorite part about Japan, though? Okay, so... Oh, that's another... Okay, I can't believe I didn't think of this. So a big thing that's part of my life is Lolita fashion. And my model's very much inspired by Lolita. I wouldn't necessarily say it's entirely Lolita, but...
I can see that.
Anyways.
Yeah.
It's very influenced by it. But that's a big thing in my life. I wear it in real life. And it was super, super cool going to Harajuku and seeing people like actually wearing it in public. I know a lot of people who wear it in public, but like outside of a meetup setting, just like in normal everyday life, it was really cool seeing people dress up like that. So like Harajuku was definitely like the biggest exciting thing for me back then, being a little fashion lover. Just it was really cool. I remember the person who was the tour guide of our group was looking at me as we were in Harajuku, and then we went to Kawaii Monster Cafe, which has since been closed since COVID, I believe. Sadly, it's so cute. Like, if you guys have the chance, look up Kawaii Monster Cafe. It was adorable. But I remember we were sitting there, and we were just eating our meal, and the tour guide looked at me, and she was like, "You look really happy right now." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm very, very excited." I was just sitting there, like, bouncing up and down, like, I'm in Harajuku. It was like, that was my dream, to go there. Like, ever since thinking about going to Japan. Oh, okay, I have a story about Tokyo. So, when we were staying that first week, we got to our hostel. Oh, that's also sad, because we stayed in a hostel that has also since been closed, since COVID, but anyway, so my two friends and I would go on walks in the morning, because there was a cute little playground near the hostel we were staying at, and there was this person who would walk their little Shiba Inu around, and it was the cutest little Shiba, oh my goodness. It was black, and then it had the cutest little eyebrows above its eyes. But yeah, this guy would walk their dog around. You would see them every morning, and we would wave hello, be like, "Oh, so cute." Uh, and then our very last day in Tokyo, we couldn't do a walk around in the morning because we were super busy. That was like our only free day in Tokyo because all the other days were guided tours, and then Friday was we could wander around by ourselves as long as we knew like how to get back. Speaking of, I have another story after that. Okay, but anyway, so in our very last day, we didn't get that chance to walk around, and so there was this big window in the front of the hostel that we were staying at, and the person who would walk their dog every morning saw us. And so we saw the person, we were like, "Oh, it's you!" And then they picked up their little Shiba, and they started waving at us.
Aw.
And it was like the perfect little send-off, because I've never seen this person since, but I just have this sweetest, fondest memory of this person waving goodbye at us, pretty much. And they didn't know it was our last day, but it was just cool.
That's
Oh, what was I gonna say after that? No, I can't remember. But it was also something Tokyo related, but if I think of it, I'll think of it.
Tokyo. Yeah, I have not made a trip to the motherland yet, but soon.
The motherland.
The motherland. All weebs.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, if you ever get the chance, I got super lucky with my chance, actually. If you ever get the chance, just take it. Like, I know, so at my previous school, that was where I went through to go to Japan, they were pretty much only allowing, like, upperclassmen to go on the trip, and I wasn't an upperclassman yet, but I wrote just a short essay on why I wanted to go, and they liked it, so I was able to go, despite not being an upperclassman at the time. And it turned out like 2 other people who were in my same year got the same opportunity because they wrote a good little thing about it. So it's just like, be true to yourself, go for the thing that you want to go for. Do.
Yeah. Make that money.
Motivation.
Yeah. Go for it. Only live once.
Yeah.
Another thing I haven't heard much.
YOLO.
Glomps and
YOLO swag.
They all died. They're all dead. They all glomped each other and died. That's what happened.
They all glommed each other and died. Oh, one of my favorite things to say at work when people are in pain, I'm like, pain is temporary. Swag is forever. I love saying that to people, and it makes them feel better. Or at least I like to think they feel better after.
Encourages people to get their tattoos.
Sorry?
It doesn't encourage people to get their tattoos.
Yeah. It's mostly just like a little humorous thing. Where they're like, yeah, swag is forever, dude.
Hey.
Swag.
Ready. Oh, last but not least, I'd like to open the audience question. Yay, audience questions. Anybody has any questions for Day? Pipes. What did I just say? Oh my god, you're Day now. Fuck!
Yeah, I'm Day, and then she's Kara.
For Yumekera, take them now or forever hold your peace. Or like until our next stream or whatever. But yeah.
Listen, I'm not mad about that. That's a
Damn,
good mix-up to
why did
get. That's a compliment.
God damn it. Didn't shop ass Nya or meow?
Yeah, all the way.
What a weed.
As a Japanese major, nya. Like nya, you know?
That seems fair. Wait, is Nya Japanese for meow?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know. God damn it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I mentioned Hikonyan.
Damn it.
And he goes, nya.
I don't know how I didn't know that. I'm a failure to believe.
Nyada. No, I can't say that. Nyada.
What? You can't do it?
Nyada. There we go. I have a hard time as it's ironic because I'm a Japanese major, but I have a hard time with my R's.
Really?
So like, yeah, and Japanese has a very specific way of pronouncing R's. They have the da, like it almost sounds like la, but it's not quite.
They don't have all the vowels we do.
No, they don't. They have a, I, U, E, O, and that's all the vowels.
Yeah. I remember saying my name in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, my IRL name is not the most fun to say in Japanese, like
Oh
with the
boy.
pronunciation.
Oh,
But that's why I mean I go by Kara a lot. So like IRL, so like that's what I just go by in my Japanese class because it's way easier and it's much easier to spell.
sure it is. Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just two characters in Japanese. It's fine. It's easy.
Mine's just penguin with auto at the end. Wait, so I'm like a car penguin. Oh heck, I didn't think about that. Oh no.
Car penguin?
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom vroom. What I'm picturing, like, there was that trend with Kirby swallowing things. I mean,
Oh
I guess it's still a
jeez.
trend, but like that thing with Kirby like morphing over like say a car. I'm
Yeah.
picturing Kirby doing that,
With the
and then just
penguin.
but it's a pengu, but it's a pengu.
A penguin car. Oh god. Actually, I really like the penguin from Batman. Actually, especially in the new film.
Fun fact. Fun fact. I had a teacher who was working on one of the Batman movies. It's one of the not so good Batman movies. It was one of them from the 90s. I
Mm,
haven't seen it, but it was one of the Tim Burton ones.
mm.
And he worked with Tim Burton as he was designing the penguins in those movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. With like the
And then
the jetpacks or with the missile launchers
yeah,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Oh, that's
And that
fucking
teacher
great.
showed us the concept designs that Tim Burton made, which is wild.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Holy shit.
Absolutely wild.
My traditional animation teacher actually, she worked on Invader Zim, I think, and
Oh.
yeah, so she worked with Jonan Vasquez, and she also worked on I don't know if you've seen it, Fern Gully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
helped animate Hexus, and that was actually a lot hard apparently with all the ooze and like liquid
Oh
shit.
man.
That's really hard to animate. She was telling me.
Mm.
She had quite a lot of experience too. Like some of these teachers, you'll be surprised, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how much people have worked on. Yeah, yeah, looking at Hexus, that's a lot to animate.
Yeah, liquid and stuff.
Oh man. Yeah, like I had a teacher who worked on Space Jam.
Oh really?
Um yeah. But he wasn't credited. He was an intern, I believe, when he worked
Mm.
on it. But he did the crowd animations, and
Mm.
he says that was the worst gig to work on.
Oh.
Because not necessarily because of the directing, but because the crowd animation was so tedious.
Mm. I can imagine.
Like you just have all these characters to animate. And if you look at the scene, it's towards the end of the movie. It's the scene where they're on the court and it's like the final basketball game. You look at the crowd animations and you're like, oh god, like that's a lot.
A lot of details to take care of, right?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. And he wasn't even
It's a lot.
credited. That sucks.
No, he wasn't. I remember looking for his name, and then I asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't credited on that. I was a newer animator at the time. Yeah, yeah." That unfortunately happens a lot in the animation world, especially like older animations.
Was he able to put that on his resume though? At least.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did. I'm
Okay,
sure he did.
good. At least there's it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, I've
I mean,
seen some resumes of.
I've worked on Space Jam. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah,
And so
exactly,
That's I'd assume.
exactly. Like, I just some of the stuff that animators have worked on. Like, there's just such a really long list of different things. And like I know some people who go from one studio to the other. I know this one freelance background design artist who has just worked on so many studios, and he's only been working on backgrounds for I want to say 2 years now. He hasn't been in the industry super long, or at least compared to some other people. But just seeing all the studios he's worked at, I'm like, geez, look at you. You're going all around the place. And it's
Yeah.
just like building up that network too, which is really good for him.
I have my final that I made for that traditional animation. 30-second animation I made.
Ooh.
But it's got my name on it, so I need to edit the video,
Oh.
get that out. But it's if I can do that, I totally of a penguin who is he's built wooden wings and attached them to his back. And then
Oh my
it
god.
has him jumping and like sliding down a slope, right? And then the slope like curves upward at the end, and then he slides down the slope and then flies up, and he's like goes way up in the sky, and at the very top he starts like flapping the wings, right? but then they break, and he's like, "Oh crap!" He's like, he holds up a sign that says "Help," and it's like one of those like Vtuber animations where like you see him fall, but like his like the bottom half of his torso like stretches downward, and then he falls. The rest falls. I was really proud of him.
That sounds awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you find a way to redact that, you should totally share it. I would love to see it.
I want to. We did the bouncing ball. We did pendulum, the swinging pendulum. And
Oh yeah,
then we
classic.
did the walk cycle. I just drew this generic like edgy looking anime. Fucking, but
yeah, walk cycles are really difficult. You don't
Because
think
of-
about it.
yeah,
Like-
all the each frame of the feet move.
Mhm.
You gotta keep track of each foot where it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was funny because like my teacher saw me working on it. I guess I was a little behind on it. Like, yeah, let's do like days. Not gonna be able to finish. And then,
Oh,
like, you know what? And I just fucking grinded that shit out, and I got a fucking perfect score on it. Like, fuck you, I did
nice.
it.
Nice.
I don't
That's
know,
awesome.
I took it like as a challenge, and then I fucking ate.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's great. Okay.
I should post it. Edit them.
Definitely. I would love to see Pengu animations.
Someday I'll get
Um,
back into art. I hope one day.
Should. I always
VTubing
encourage
is,
getting
like,
into art.
such a good gig for artists. Like, holy
It
shit.
is.
You guys
It is.
are golden in this. It sucks for people that can't do it.
I've had, oh my god, you guys spend so much money.
Yeah.
I feel bad for saying it, but like I haven't spent that much on VTubing so
Well,
far.
You've seen
'cause-
those. Yeah, you've probably seen like on Twitter, like the people talking about. And
Yeah.
It is very expensive. You don't know how to do your.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you're likely never gonna make that money. So,
Mm-mm.
if you're not an artist, oops, expensive.
Yeah. Like it's crazy because I've gotten so many inquiries about commissions, and unfortunately my commissions are waitlisted because I'm trying slowly to work on my current commissions. And I just feel bad every time because I'm like, I don't have the time. But it's crazy because before this, I didn't have many commission inquiries at all. I would get them like once a year, not even, like maybe once every 2 years. And it would be from my best friend's cousin or something like that. Like, or some relative, like, oh, can you draw this for me? Like, sure, whatever. But now I'm getting like actual inquiries for things that I enjoy drawing. Like, besides just like, oh, can you draw my son? Like, can you draw a portrait of them, like, in graphite? And I'm like, I don't really do that anymore. I did that in high school, but now I'm not. I'm drawing anime people now. But, like, people want actual anime stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, and I love drawing people's OCs and VTubers and just all these other things. It just opens so many doors for artists. It's crazy.
So,
And like, even expanding on that, you don't even have to be an anime artist to be into VTubing.
Nope.
Like, I saw this one person on TikTok who does, they were rigging their, like, realistic model. Like, it looked like a really nice painting of a person that was realistic, and it was wild.
yeah,
It was so intricate and cool.
I've seen VTubers do more like Western art. For their
Yeah.
great, like D&D characters and stuff like that. I've seen some. I
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Well, I think the longer that VTuber goes on, those kind of arts. So
Exactly.
there's more to come in the future. Of course, the price. I mean, I'm a
More to
fucking...
come.
Coom.
Hmm.
Don't make me coom. But like, I'm a fucking penguin. I mean,
Yeah,
think of all the
Pengu.
possibilities. It was
all
funny
the
'cause, like,
possibilities.
when I started, like 2 years ago, it was like October, the end of October in 2020, when like the quarantine was just starting. Pretty much when I started. Like everybody was like a humanoid, right? You'd have like cat girls and like fucking dog girls and stuff like that, dog people. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a fucking penguin.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, like, I'm not humanoid. Will people take me seriously? I mean, is everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I actually think that's worked to my benefit.
Yeah.
Back when I started, I didn't see that many animals VTubing at all. Really.
Yeah.
Very few.
I mean, yeah, because looking back, like when you started, I was just thinking of YouTubing as anime girl.
Yeah,
Not even like anime person or guy. Anime girl only, solely.
yeah,
Like that's the only thing I thought of.
yeah. But I think the more time goes on, the more like variety in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah, yeah.
character design. Hopefully, there's a bright future ahead of us.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, the first person I can think of because they're live right now. I'm looking at Johnny Jellyjaw, whose model is amazing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I just look at his model. I'm like, oh my god,
He's
like
made
this
out
is
of
so
gold.
cool.
He's
It's
gold.
so cool.
But yeah, the V in VTuber doesn't just stand for vagina, guys. Sheesh, yeah,
Christian.
yeah, Tristan. I mean, there's always that debate of like, VTubing just for girls. Only girls do well. Like, I mostly
Nah.
agree. Like, well, yeah, like waifus, I would say are still king for now.
Waifu
But-
for lifeu, but yeah.
But I think that will change in time. Give it time.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Yes. I want to see more VTubers who are not just girl presenting. Like,
Yeah.
you can be a thembo, a himbo.
But yeah,
You can be anything. You don't even have to be. You can be a pengu.
be a fucking
That's
penguin. Yeah.
you can be a pengu. Like
Ren and
that's
Stimpy
something that
penguin.
like it just makes me so happy looking at your model. Like I love your pengu. Yeah.
Really.
I love penguins. I adore penguins. Like they make me very happy.
I'm
Like
a
I
Tubo. That's funny too.
But the first time I saw you, because I think Day probably rated you or something, but
Yeah.
I saw you and I was like, oh my god, it's a penguin.
Yeah.
I need to watch this. Like, it just makes me happy.
I'm glad I make people happy.
Good.
Either I make people happy or I terrify them. One of the two.
No, you make me very happy looking at you.
I'm glad I can make people happy. The tube. That's fun. That's
The
funny.
tubo. You are a
Kristen, you need
tubo.
a tuba model. Like just a tuba with like eyes, like your face on it.
He kind of does, yeah. Yeah, he has a redeem. So he has his regular PNG of just pretty much just him, of what he looks like in real life.
Right.
And then there's the tuba. And I've drawn the tuba before. It's literally a tuba with eyes.
That's funny. That's funny. You turn into that when he plays the tuba?
He turns into his hyper realistic 3D model when he plays the tuba.
Oh dear.
No, he does his IRL.
Interesting.
But yeah, he has a redeem where he can turn into the tuba. He becomes the tuba.
Yeah, humanity turned into
Return to tuba.
Alrighty. Well, I feel like that probably round 6.
Yeah.
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 I think that's a good wrap it up. But thank you everybody for coming out today. Thank you, Yumi, for making the time.
Yeah, it was super fun. Super fun.
Again, if anybody is not following Yumi, please follow her
Ah.
there. Make the angel more bigger, V2. More bigger.
Ah,
More
large.
powerful. Big. But yeah.
Make me more powerful.
Since you are the guest, is there anybody you would like to choose?
Ooh. Okay.
The Johnny Jellyjaw?
Oh wait, that would be appropriate actually. Hold on. I'm just gonna check how long he's been streaming though.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Ending.
Yeah.
I've done that before. Raid people like
Yeah.
right when they're ending, like oops.
Of course I get an ad and nothing else is loading. He's been going for a little while. Maybe
3
not.
hours.
Maybe not.
3.5 hours. Yeah.
I don't know how often, like how long he streams for usually.
Macarena of Tim. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Is there anybody else by chance?
I'm gonna say Animal Vtuber. Let's go to Ico Kane. I don't know if you need me to type that name. But
DM it to me, please.
Yeah. He is a corgi VTuber, and he is precious.
Oh wait,
he is amazing.
Oh, I know him. I think.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. He's so cute.
I know. Like a corgi knight?
No, he's just a corgi.
Okay.
He's just really cute.
Okay, it might be somebody.
Right now he's got a Snickers in his hands. For his paws, excuse me. Aiko is so cute. That's another animal VTuber who I look at and I'm like, oh my god, you're so cute. I love you.
Chicken mascots.
They work. They work well. They do their thing.
Yeah, let me see. Thank you, creature. Hanging out with us. Check out Yumi.
Ah. Check out Pengu.
Yeah,
All of you check
out.
out Pengu.
Everybody look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Okay, we're gonna rate Aiko K in the cute, adorable corgi. Let me see. Pengu Angel Give us
The best combo. Give me your fishies. I love using my emotes now. With this model. My old model didn't have that.
Alright, there's a raid message.
Heck yeah.
You want to add your emotes to it, or
Ooh, sure, yeah. Hold on.
copy paste?
Hold on. Yes. I'm not subbed to you, that's why. Hold on. I gotta fix that. Hold on. I thought I was subbed to you.
Have to.
No.
I mean, the emotes
I
are
thought I was
nice,
subbed to you.
but... Day does. She's really
Hold on. Let's fix this.
goodness.
There. Oh. No?
Thank you
Okay.
so much for becoming
gonna
a
go
monthly
through.
pass
It's gonna go
holder.
through.
Thank you so much. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna reread.
There we go. But yeah. Thank you so much for having me on here. It was super fun. It was super good.
Alright, now we give a proper send up. Okay, guys.
Yes.
Go ahead and copy
yes.
down those rate message if you're subscribed to either of us. You know, don't copy the wrong ones. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for hanging out. Go check out Yumi. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. When's the next time you're streaming, Yumi?
Tomorrow night at, I believe, 4-ish EST PM. But that might change. I'm gonna make a Twitter post about it, just to make sure. I have evening plans, so I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't interfere with that.
Yeah.
So sometime in the afternoon tomorrow.
So sometime tomorrow, check out her Twitter and see when that's gonna be. I'll
Yes.
see you guys all on Sunday, 4 p.m. PDT. And yeah, good night, everybody. See y'all next time.
Good night.
Good night.